Hi guys, welcome back to Uncomfortable Chats. So it's been a minute, right? But we're not going to talk about that. But I have a question. Why do you guys watch Uncomfortable Chats? What's the reason? Why do you sit here and watch me? Why do you sit here and listen to me? Why? So I want you to either comment why, DM me why, or ask yourself why. Why? Why do you give me your time? Because time is money. It's the most expensive thing that we have. We don't get it back. We use it, but we can't buy it. So why? Now, I feel like it's hard to describe. No, it's not hard to describe. Recently, there's just been so many things thrown my way that I'm just like, okay, all right. Like, they're not major things, right? But it's one after another. And because it's one after another, I'm like, yo, I need a minute. But other than that, I've been good. I needed to realign myself and things that I want. Because things that I want are coming to me. And I'm creating those opportunities. But I think when we're on the journey of creating the life we want and achieving the things that we want to achieve, we can easily get distracted by mundane things, day-to-day life, going out, seeing friends, and socializing, doing activities, or just doing absolutely nothing, but it doesn't contribute to anything you want your future to look like. And I think that's important to acknowledge. And it's not that I've been doing that per se, but I have been slightly distracted. And it's important to always reflect and to acknowledge these things. Like, even though my training is on point, my Muay Thai, I'm working on it. Like, I go training once to twice a week anyways. And my businesses are successful. I just think because I'm a person that always wants more and is always striving to create what I want to create, it's difficult to sit in a place where I'm comfortable. I like being in uncomfortable environments. I know that's crazy because half of us don't like to be in uncomfortable environments because it's unknown. I've become so comfortable in the uncomfortable that is what I know. And if it does feel comfortable, I'm like, next. So, yeah. And that doesn't, I don't mean that in like every aspect of my life. Like my relationships, I love being comfortable. Like I said on my last episode, I've got 4 girls in my life who all offer something different to me. And I'm so comfortable in these relationships that they just bring me security, peace, happiness, joy, motivation, they give me so much, and it's a love that I have for them and they have for me, right? It's an exchange. But when it comes to like my goals or my own personal environment, I do not like to be comfortable. I like to have security, don't get me wrong, but I don't like to be comfortable. There's a difference. Security for me personally is, okay, my bills are paid, I have somewhere to live, I have food in my fridge, I'm secure, I'm safe. Like, does my door have locks on it? Do you know what I mean? Like, that's my security. But comfortability for me is, okay, my businesses are successful. Okay, what does that successful actually look like? What does that mean? Where else can I take them? What else can I do with them? What other things do I want to create? Like my girl said to me the other day, she said, Hunter, maybe we need a 6th business for you. And I said, yeah, probably. Probably. Most likely. But anyways, I have my own goals. So I'm happy because I've just come back from being at my girl's house for the weekend, getting some time off, and every time I go there, because of my relationship with her and seeing my nephew, it just resets me. I feel like I get away from central London and I get away from the noise. And most people will be like, yeah, but you're going to go see like your nephew and your girl. Like, how is that relaxing? Oh my God, it's so healing. It's so relaxing. It's the best thing in the world. Kids are incredible. Like, I love running around with my nephews, with my niece. Like, I love it. Obviously, these aren't my biological nephews and nieces, but they're the closest thing I have. Do you know what I mean? So for me, running around with them and them screaming, Auntie Hunter, Auntie Hunter, Auntie Hunter, can I get on your back? Auntie Hunter, hide. Auntie Hunter, this. Like, it brings me so much joy. And it reminds me to slow down and to reset. So when I am in environments where like I'm feeling unsettled because I'm like, I want more, I need to do this, or I need to do that, I need to do this, I need to do that, but then I'm tired, but I'm exhausted. When I leave and come out of everything and then come back, I'm reset. And that's what I guess sometimes it's important to reflect at where you're at in life, what you want to achieve, where you want to take things, and then reset. Because sometimes we think, okay, yeah, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to do this, and go straight into it. But we're not ready. We need to reset. And for me, that is a reset. Me going for a walk, me spending a weekend away in nature, like me spending a week away from everything, and then coming back to it and going, okay, I need to do A, B, C, D, make my list, be like, okay, a realistic list, right? Based on like what is urgent, what is priority, and what's important, because there's a difference. So yeah, there's a few things that I'm working on. Some big moves, which I'm excited about. Which, one thing I'm also going to say is don't tell people what you're going to do until it's done. Because I feel like I know this lesson. I've learnt this lesson 1,000 times. However, I feel like sometimes we get so excited about things that we're doing and that we talk about things that we shouldn't talk about yet. It's too premature, you know? We shouldn't talk about it. And I think that's happened with a few things that I'm working on that I was like, oh shit, I shouldn't have spoken about that. And somehow I'm not doing it. And I'm like, why am I not doing this? I was so excited. Everything made sense. Like the maths made sense. Why am I not doing it? And I'm like, oh, did I talk about it? Yeah, I did. Oh, why the hell did I talk about it? Because half the things that I've talked about, I wouldn't say half. Some things I talk about, I notice that I don't achieve, and I don't know if it's because I've spoken about it and it's whatever anyone wants to say that's superstitious or spiritual, or it's evil eye, or it's this, or it's that. But I just believe in not talking about things until it's done. And even though I believe in that, sometimes I get excited and talk about things that I shouldn't talk about yet. So this project that I'm working on, this big one, which I'm really excited about, I'm not going to talk about. Y'all are just going to know when I'm there. Like, that's it. You want to play guessing game? Guess with yourself. Like, that's it. So yeah, I think right now, I think it's important to acknowledge where we're at. We're currently in March, like end of, what is it? It's about third quarter. Not third quarter, first quarter, fucking hell. That's how you know I haven't been in corporate life for a long time. But yeah, the first quarter. And it's important to acknowledge where you're at financially. Stability wise, like what does your safety net look like? And that doesn't mean financially. That safety net could talk about relationships, it could talk about your home, it could talk about your environment, like where you're at, what's your safety net. And then in terms of then hone into relationships, like partner, are you seeing anyone? Are you in what they like to call like that dating phase? Are you in a situationship? I don't even believe in situationships. You shouldn't even be in a fucking situationship. No offense to anyone, but I just don't believe in it. So it don't make no sense to me. You're either dating, you're in a relationship, or you're married. I don't. Like, if you have a fuck buddy, you have a fuck buddy, you know? Like, that makes more sense than a situationship to me personally. Anyways, so evaluating that type of dynamic that you're in and going, okay, is this serving me? Is this taken away? Am I distracted? Look at your conversations. What are the type of conversations you're always having? Like, where is your mind and your focus? Is it on achieving your goals? Because the excitement around, obviously, 2026, new year, new me, all these goals, are you focused on those goals? Have you ticked off some of those goals? Are you distracted? Have you lost sight and forgotten? Have you stopped? Like, where are you? Like, I know where I'm at. Like my January, I kickstarted it. Like, I really did. Like, February, good. Last 2 weeks of February, ooh, no. Ooh, no. It was not. No, actually, it was probably about 3 weeks. Yeah, 3 weeks. Ooh, February was interesting for me. And then March, the first week of March, I got myself, I was like, listen, this is what we need to do. This is how we're going to do it. And I need to get away for a few days. That's why I was like, listen, I'm going to see my girl. And then this week, look, we're back. We're back in the flow. You have to evaluate. And I think it's important to always go back and look at, okay, where did I go wrong? And if it wasn't necessarily that you went wrong, but where could you have done better? Because I've always said, like, I've said it in other podcasts, like, if you're at least knowing that you're giving your 100%, at least you're giving your 100%. But, and everyone's 100% looks differently. Sorry if I keep sniffling, by the way, I'm ill. Sad, but I'm ill. I don't know if I got ill from the traveling, or my nephew, or my niece. Who knows at this point? But we're pretending like we're not ill. So, uno momento. A veces. So, yeah. Going back to what I was saying. So, evaluating those dynamics, those relationships, the conversations that you're having. What does your routine look like? Is your routine serving you? Is it actually depleting you? Which one is it? Is it like helping you achieve these things, or is it depleting you? Is it taking away all your energy? Is it distracting you? Like, what are you doing? What does your daily habits look like? And I think it's important to reflect and go back into this, because again, we're 3 months in. A lot's happened for me personally, and a lot hasn't happened. And that's also okay. And it's accepting that what has happened, and what is going to happen will happen. And it's about having the mindset around it that you're going to make it happen no matter what. So I think if you're at a place right now where you're kind of like me, where you've just gone through a little roller coaster, then just reset. So best thing you can do. Like, sometimes don't try to go straight into that reset. Like, for example, like what I said. But take a step back. Be like, okay, I know I need to reset myself. But how does that reset going to happen? How is that going to serve me? How am I going to then energize myself, pour into myself so I can reset? Because if you try to reset when you don't have the energy to reset, all you're going to do is drain yourself out again. And then you're going to end up in the same situation. So I've literally gone through my entire diary, revamped like all of my like training slots for my clients. I looked at my own diary. I was like, okay, what can I actually achieve? What can I actually do in a day realistically without depleting myself? Because sometimes I have a bad habit of overfilling my diary. As people that know me see my diary and they're like, what the fuck? And I'm like, I know, but I can do it. Because, I can. But yeah, anyways. So re-looking at your diary and using your diary. Like right now, I know I need to get off this at 1 o'clock because I'm going to go train at 1:45, and I know I need to eat before I go train. So I'll finish this at 1 o'clock and then I'll go train. See? But I've given myself buffers. That I give myself enough time that I don't feel too strict on my diary, that I don't feel like I can breathe. And going to bed earlier. I have a bad habit of going to bed late. Honestly, it's terrible. Like, last night I aimed to go to bed at 10:45. I went to bed at 12. Not because I was doing like doom scrolling on Instagram or watching like TV. It's because I came back. I went and got my nails done. They're so pretty. I know. That's one thing about me. I'm always going to get my nails done. Anyways, so I used Tuesday, as a self-care day. Because today's Wednesday. And obviously I came back from my girls yesterday in the morning. Came back, cleaned my house, sorted out stuff, done food shopping. Then I was like, I'm going to go get my nails done. Then I came back and I was just cleaning. And like when I do my deep cleans, it's a deep clean. Like I'm on hands and knees wiping the floor with floor wipes. Because of the type of floors that I have. So like, it took me forever. I didn't finish until like, 8 o'clock at night. Then I was cooking. So time caught up to me. And by the time I had showered again and then ate, it was late. So I was like, you know what? It's fine. It is what it is. I'm going to wake up an hour later than what I wanted to catch up that hour that I missed. Because I need to sleep. Because that's a priority. But it just means tonight it's non-negotiable. I'm going to bed at 10:45. Whether I like it or not, it doesn't matter. I have to do it because I know for Thursday, I have to be up because I have a very busy day. Even though I'm not in the gym, I have other things that I've put in my diary that I want to sort out. So it's being strict and disciplined on yourself enough. Like, you want to finish that show? No, you ain't got time. You got to go sleep. You're going to be tired tomorrow morning. Do you want to sacrifice that or not? And I know sometimes it's like, okay, balance. Enjoy that show. Stay up. Eat that ice cream or do this or do that. Yeah, fine. Yeah, you can do that on the weekend. You can do that sometimes. But there is a balance. But it's just when that balance over tips. It's like this glass, right? If I fill up this glass to the top, right? And I'm like, okay, this is everything I achieved. This is the extra shit I'm doing. If I go over the glass and start doing more extra shit that I shouldn't be doing, I'm going to overflow. And that's going to flow into the next day. This is my day. This is all I have. From time when I get to the top, I need to stop. Because I know I'll go into the next day. Hopefully that makes sense. I was trying to make that make sense in my head. But anyways. The point is to re-look at everything and make sure you're on track for everything that you want and how you want your life to look, because we all fall into the trap. No one's perfect. No one's got it 100% right. Everyone looks or wants to look like they do, but they don't. I don't. And it's important to acknowledge that life is a roller coaster, and it always will be. And that's fine. We ride the waves, you know? And sometimes when we're swimming through the deep end of life and we're trying to see through and the water's foggy, you can't see, you have to keep swimming. Sometimes we trust it, sometimes we lose trust in it. But then we have to relearn trusting it again. But one thing I will say is reflecting on what I was thinking last night while I was eating food, right? Is the way I'm dealing with relationships and people and letting go of people is incredible. That I'm really, really, really proud of myself, because it's not that I've depended on anyone in terms of like emotionally, or put that dependence or became codependent on someone emotionally. But what I've always known about myself is that I let go of people very, 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 very quickly. You can say the wrong thing and it's not necessarily like, there's just like a few things that people can't say to me. One of them is crazy. Because someone calls me crazy, I'll tell you to fuck off, don't call me again. You know? Leave. Obviously, there's circumstances. But, like, there's certain things that certain people can't say, right? Or do. Or cross my boundaries. And I think, as a child, I wasn't able to enforce my boundaries. Because I was a child. And obviously all the things that I'd went through, the sexual abuse, the physical abuse, the mental abuse, the environments that I was exposed to, the situations, the things I was forced to do, things I had to do to survive, all of these things, I didn't have a choice. But then as an adult, well, before that, as a teenager, when I started to reinforce those boundaries, I would allow them to drop for the people I loved, the people that I wanted to be my family. And it was this whole thing that people, again, would want to try to convince me that they are my family and that they love me and then they're never going to leave me. They're always going to be there, etc., etc., etc. And I would want to believe them. And I think I've spoken about this in another, previous episode, that the abandonment and attachment issues, obviously, that came with that I already previously experienced and I was trying to deal with, and then taking on people and what they're saying and take their word for it, it really used to break me. Whereas now, because I don't put expectations on people or my relationships to people, I understand that if I do need to let go, I need to let go. I look at every relationship, and I said this to someone long time ago, before I had to lock them off, actually. They would ask me, how quickly, do I lock people off? Or, am I done with people? Do I fight for, friendships, relationships? And I said, I always fight. I give my 1000%. Because I like to know that I did everything I possibly could. And I do that for myself. I don't necessarily do that for the other person. Because everything you should do is for yourself. And if you want to do that, you do that. And the reason why I say you do it for yourself is because if you're doing it for the other person, it wasn't for you. You're doing it to please them. But I do everything for myself. So I always give 1000%. However, if I notice or see something and I speak upon it and someone doesn't listen, I remove myself. And then I let go. I look at the expectation, but also I value everything. And they were asking me, okay, with all of these things that you do, I want to be in your life forever, you're my friend, your family, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, yeah, of course, I hear that. But what I don't appreciate is people always trying to convince me that they're going to be in my life forever, when actually the things can change. And sometimes people are just there for a chapter and for a moment in their life. So stop trying to convince me. And I remember saying this, you don't need to convince me. And I always analyze every part of my friendships or my relationships. Is this serving me? Is this bringing me up? Is it bringing me down? What is it doing? Is this a healthy relationship? Is this imbalanced? What is it? Is it balanced? What is this? I like to analyze relationships. And I always hear things that people say to me. Whereas before, when I would have girls tell me, oh, you're so beautiful, I wish I looked like you, or I wish I had your body, or Hunter, you always get attention, or this or that. I used to be like, oh my God, no, but you're beautiful, and try to reinforce how beautiful they are when actually they're projecting their own insecurities onto me. No, I'm not doing that. If you're beautiful to me, and beauty is subjective to an individual's personal perspective. But I'm not going to put myself in a situation where I have to try to consult someone's insecurities when they're projecting them onto me. And essentially that is evil eye. And I don't fuck with that shit. And that's my point. So before, I used to take on people's insecurities, try to be there for them, dim myself down a little bit, not too much, but people would be like, oh my God, you're such an amazing cook. I'm like, yeah, but so are you. No, I am an amazing cook. I am a beautiful woman. Yes, I am. And not always trying to flip it for everyone else. And even though now I still try to reinforce, for my clients or for people around me, how beautiful they are, how strong they are, how amazing they are. But I still know what I am. Does that make sense? There's a difference. Whereas when others, let me explain this a little bit more. Wait, I got 2 points, right? So let's go through it. So going through and supporting someone and building them up is different from someone projecting their insecurities onto you, right? So if one person is saying, oh my God, you're so beautiful, I want your body, that is projection. someone saying to me, Hunter, your body is amazing. Wow. That is not projection. Me saying to someone, you are beautiful and you are so strong and you're amazing at this and you're amazing at that, like, I love to see it, is not me projecting, right? I am now positively reinforcing what I feel about this person. And I want them to know this. I want them to see how I see them, right? I want to make them feel good because this is how I feel about them. I want to express this to them. Whereas this person, what is your point? What is your point? It don't make sense. Anytime in a sentence anyone uses I wish or I want or I am not as, hey, the door is there. Right there, right behind us right now. Please find it. Go out, shut the door. Close it, lock it, run. I'm not involved. So going back to the other point was I evaluate everything in my life constantly in relationships and people. So because I've removed the expectations and I've unlearned what I learned in my teens was me trying to bring myself down slightly to meet people at their level, as well as to accommodate friendships, to accommodate relationships, to keep them around because they told me that they're going to be there forever. But then I started seeing that if they didn't like this, then I was a problem and I was scared of losing them. So again, abandonment, attachment issues. And then you start reinforcing like behaviors that aren't acceptable because you're allowing people to tell you how to be and how to act and how to behave. Well, that's not your authentic self. So no. So again, like how I've dealt with having to let go of people now versus in my early 20s/teens is very, very different. Very different. Like before, I think it was more like, okay, conversation and it would hurt, like the pain of losing someone, or it would, like, I would either talk about it or we wouldn't talk again. Simple. Very, very simple. Like I would evaluate if it's worth my time. I've always been highly intuitive, intelligent, and I've always just known that to follow how I feel and if something's worth my time and to evaluate and see if it's worth my time. Obviously, I didn't always get it right, but that's life. No one's perfect. That's how we learn our lessons. Whereas now, like, even though I still do those things, I don't feel that same pain anymore because I know what people are capable of. I know what everyone in my life is capable of doing. It's always a risk. Pouring your heart out to anyone's a risk. Loving anyone is a risk. Hoping that they're never going to leave is always a risk because they can. That's life. But I still pour everything into relationships. However, I don't lose myself in a relationship. Friendships, partner, whatever it is. And I think me personally, and I don't say like you have to be single to be doing these things, right? But being single since like April last year, it's about to be a year. Like, it's incredible. I've enjoyed it, like, genuinely, because I've just been minding my business. And I think that has allowed me to hone into myself and my businesses even more. Don't get me wrong, you can do this with a partner by your side, but you have to have the right partner. And they have to have the right... How do I want to say this? You have to be on a certain frequency. Especially for me now, and what I'm on now, what I'm doing now. And I've said this before, and I say this to people all the time. I have a very short window of time that I have for myself, which is my personal time. If I'm going to share that with you, you have to be worth every second. You have to be worth me sharing my time with. Because again, like I said in the beginning, time is the most expensive thing. And I refuse to waste my time. If I feel like something is not going to work or it doesn't make sense, bye. It's nothing personal. So going back to my point, like being single during this time and doing all the things I'm doing and the things that are coming forward right now, like, don't get me wrong, it gets lonely. We all get lonely. But that's when you pour more into yourself and your love into yourself. You don't always try to substitute it and go like with friends or family. Sometimes you really just need to pour more into yourself. And understanding yourself, understanding what you like to do with your quiet time. And when you do get lonely, when you want like a companion, when you want a partner, because don't get me wrong, there's been moments where I'm like, it'd be so nice to like talk to someone about all the things that I want to achieve and feel safe to tell them these things and for them to have my back, for that sense of encouragement. But yes, I get those from my friends. From my 4 girls, they got me locked. And even like you got my 4 girls that are in my inner circle, then you have my other friends, and you have my acquaintances, my work colleagues, all these people here. Then you have the world. And obviously, like, depending on who you are, it depends on how much you know about what I'm working on right now. Because again, we keep it tight, quiet. So yeah, yes, it would be nice, but I wouldn't change anything. And I think that's also important. When you have moments that are feeling lonely or feeling a little bit quiet, what else can you pour into yourself? So the point is, reevaluate what the hell you've been doing for the past 2.5 months. Reevaluate everything. Are you on track? Are you off track? What are you doing? And why are you watching this? Why are you listening to me? Yes, we'll go into more about my stories about the 3rd foster home, what happened, the abandonment and tattoo moves, when my sister left, when all these things happened, we were. But right now, I'm giving you guys a contrast of then versus now. So if you haven't seen the first episodes, I really encourage you to go watch it. Otherwise, half of this ain't going to make sense to you. You're not going to be able to appreciate the journey. And if you can't appreciate the journey, how can you appreciate the present? But yeah, thank you guys for watching. As always, I appreciate you, appreciate the support. And everyone that does watch and does support and does comment, I do see it. I do. And the people that don't, listen, I don't really care anymore. If that makes sense. I used to, when I first started, I was like, wow, I already knew that I was going to get more like help and more support from strangers. But I thought a few more people would have supported. But hey, it is what it is. Everyone that does support, you guys are what matters. I am what matters, because it's about it's about am-I, you know? Am-I? The hell am I talking about? It's about mine. Anyways, I'm trying to shit now. Have a good, what's today? Oh yeah, today's Wednesday. Have a good day, and hopefully it's sunny wherever you are. Bye.